Jay, wanted to ask you about the tandem of McDavid and Kane. The right side has shifted a little bit with some other players, but those two have almost been consistently playing together. What's the synergy between them, and why do they work so well as a tandem?
Well, I think Connor has unbelievable speed through the middle of the rink. He transports the puck on the cycle. He cuts it back quickly, and I think Kane has power forward skill set. He plays in straight lines. He has really good habits as a hockey player. He goes hard to the net. He stops. He doesn't go past scoring areas. I think he's physical. I think he gets Connor the puck, and I think with Evander, I just think he has very good habits as a hockey player. Not only going to the offensive zone, but working his way back to his defensive zone as well. And I think over the last 6 weeks, we've started to introduce both those guys on the penalty kill, and they've been a good pairing on our penalty kill as well.
When people describe Evander Kane, they talk about his shot, his physical prowess, and all that stuff, but not often is his hockey IQ brought up. He always seems to find himself in the right position on the ice.
Yeah,
Is that something you see?
I think the success he's had as a player is not by accident. He goes to areas where he knows the puck is going to go to. He does work for other people. He understands the defensive side of the game, and his pairing with Connor, I just think it works. There's a chemistry there.
Some of the coaches, or some coaches, won't put their best guy on the PK because I guess they would say if you're playing PK, you got to block shots. Your thoughts on putting Connor on there?
Well, my thoughts are that those two players, when they go out on the penalty kill, and they don't go out on every penalty kill, typically it's usually at the back end of one, but when they're on the ice, it forces the other team to think about something. And I think Evander, and just in my recent memory, scored a couple goals. One was in Dallas, one was at home, shorthanded. And the other side benefit of having players of that caliber on the kill, and I said this yesterday about Leon, is that they think like the players on the ice in that situation. So they have an understanding of where plays are made and how to defend that. So, we don't want them necessarily starting every kill or playing huge minutes on the penalty kill, but I think introducing them on the kill has led to some of the good numbers that you've seen over the last 6 weeks or so.
What was that conversation like with Connor when you broached it with him? Like it must have been. He hasn't done it in a long time.
I'm gonna give you a secret. Yeah. Is that sometimes I just do it without talking about it. No, but sometimes you're on the bench, and the less you have to think about stuff, and you just go out there and do it. He's such a intelligent person that he's in every penalty kill meeting. He's paying attention, and there are times when without pre-informing, you just do it on the bench, and they've gone out and they've done a really good job.
So when you don't get Sydney playing against Connor very often, the same when Gretzky and Lemieux other conferences, do you, as a coach, do you watch Sydney film of him and other games and say, you know what, he's still a pretty darn good player and he's 34 years old?
Yeah, I would say he's an excellent hockey player. I had the good pleasure of being on the coaching staff of the 2015 World Championship team that went undefeated, and Sydney was the captain of that team. So I have a good understanding of his capabilities. He's somebody like our leadership group that has his value system in the right place in terms of he's driven to win, and he does a lot of really good things on the ice, very similar to some of our top forwards.
You've seen this matchup a few times, but not for a while. Does it have any meaning to you as a coach to see these two guys go up against each other?
I think for both fan bases, it's a really good, exciting thing. I think both teams are in playoff position. But both teams are trying to refine their team games. We're both coming off of losses, and there's 2 points available tonight, and that's what we're working towards.
You talked about losses. How would you assess, since you've come here in February, how your team has bounced back after losses so far this season?
Yeah, well, and when I say that, sometimes, we did a lot of good things in that game in Columbus, so we can't lose track of that. The result was what the result was. We'd like to have a few moments back in the third period. We generated a lot. We certainly could have been sharper finishing some of our chances, but we did a lot of good things. I think what we're looking to do is continue to grow our game and refine it and take a step by performing versus a really good Pittsburgh Penguins team. This is an excellent hockey team. You look at their lineup, they're deep at every position, and I'm sure they're looking at us in the same way.
So can you affirm that that Darnell will be out for the rest of the regular season?
No, I think yesterday I said that right now that he wasn't coming on our trip, and he didn't come on our trip, and we'll see how he is when we get back to Edmonton and take it one day at a time with him.
Anything on Bogarby?
He's feeling better, skating today. He's going to skate tomorrow, and he seems to have recovered from his illness.
Good chance he gets a game or two.
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, but we'll see how he is when very similar. We'll see how he is when we see his eyeballs tomorrow.
So what would be the plus of even getting Darnell in the game before the playoffs? Why? I mean, if he's not,
If he's healthy and can do it, why would you do it too? Just-
Yeah, like for me, like we're worried about tonight's game, and I haven't even seen Darnell in person in since we came on the strip. So we'll see where he's at tomorrow, and we're not going to rush anybody, and we're not going to just like we're not going to overplay anybody down the stretch. So we'll see where he's at tomorrow when we see his eyeballs. Smith will go in net tonight. Yeah. Good. Thanks.